As you can probably see, the sand is whiter than you think it is. So it's definitely just like our sand is there. So, but I'm just keeping it down here because we don't have the newspapers all the way up, so this is why I'm doing it down low, and hopefully it won't sink down too much lower because it's old sand basically, so you know, and we just transferred it from one pot to the next. So stick a ply on the edge, one there, one in the centre, maybe two controls on either side to compare against those. I don't know, we'll see what happens. Yeah, so we'll get some fly traps and some Sarracenia and things like that, and we'll see how we go, sort of thing. And same with these and these. And the question is, do we actually need to do the double flush on this, or do we just have to keep it wet? So you just keep it wet, sort of thing, you know, every few days. And that goes back to the question of John Nine's idea about drainage. What is he really trying to tell us or not tell us? Yeah. Because we know with the perlite, within 2.5, so is the perlite just a way of holding 78% nitrogen, which is what you have in the air. So you've got this so-called aerated, in quotes, perlite holding 78% nitrogen gas, and you flood the pot. The gas is forced out of the perlite in 2.5 months or 10 weeks, and then you have to drain the pot so it absorbs more atmosphere. Absorbs, and again, all the particles of perlite absorb 78% nitrogen, and you flood it again, and you force the nitrogen out of the jet granules into the root zone. Is that what's really going on? So the idea of using the perlite as a form of aeration is a bit of misdirection going on there. I don't know, but we'll see. But see, basically anything that's saturated like this is anaerobic down about 1 inch. So yeah, if you want to. So basically, down below 1 inch there, it's all anaerobic, basically. So yeah. Anyway, yeah, past experiments. Well, yeah, one of those weeds has come up now. Fantastic. Okay. Other ones, little wild rose there. Okay. Anyway, I'll keep you informed, but basically that's what we're doing over the summer period. We're running this series of experiments, and you never know, we might just get an eye opener with that one. And we might, if this proves to be better than that, well, that will be eye opening. That if just newspaper cellulose on the top of the pot does the same double flush, you don't have to buy expensive peat then, you just have to buy cheap newspaper cellulose. And we might, from this one here, might get the angle of why these work on the double flush. And we may be able to set up a system where you don't actually have to flush it at all, you just have to keep it saturated, and we get a zone down here somewhere, or on this one down here, where it's absorbing the nitrogen onto the newspaper cellulose at the top and releasing it down about 1 inch below where it's anaerobic, you see. So if we can do that, and that'll be at the root zone, so it's always being absorbed and released, catch and release at the root zone. If we can set up a pot to do that sort of thing, or if we can work out a way. Maybe you can work out a way better. Maybe you already have a way. You already well, if the commercial places supposedly know everything about fly traps, they probably already know all about this. Is that what all that matting business and all those specialist pots that they do, all interlinked with, you know, plastic piping and things like that, you know? Is that what that's all really all about? Okay. Anyway, that's about it for this one, I think. Just thought you might be interested in the concept anyway, or what might be going on. Might be simpler than you think. Oh, and some of these are still alive too, so that's not too bad, I suppose. Better than we thought. Yeah, not bad. Well, yeah, not bad for 2 days in there. So basically, I think in another week's time, if I plant some, they won't have any problems whatsoever. So I'm getting these little bubbles in the water. Can you see that, fellas? And also, I think we had the sound of a frog or something. Again, is there a connection? So I dropped in a little piece of newspaper cellulose down there in the water to see if we get any bubbles coming off from that. Is it that? Have we got, like, does the copper influence methanogenesis in some way, sort of thing? Because I remember when I was at high school, Oh, year after year they used to do this thing with cuprous ammonium sulfate or something. They were trying to break down dissolved wall, I think it was, and I'm just wondering whether they got the wrong form of monomer cellular, monomer glucose sort of thing. It's not wool that it can attack. Well, some of these things like cotton wool has a gamma bond, so it has a different bond, so the cotton wool will not rot when it's saturated. So basically, if you put cotton wool in one of those containers below an inch, it won't rot, because the gamma bond can't be attacked by anaerobic organisms sort of thing. So in the anaerobic zone, it's indestructible basically, and that's why they use it a lot in marine conditions, because if you have saturated cotton wool below that inch level where it's anaerobic, it won't rot. So you may get a little bit of surface rotting where it's not strictly anaerobic, above that inch zone, but below that you won't get any rotting. It's almost indestructible sort of thing. Anyway, keep an eye on these pots, but so far disappointing and interesting at the same time. And this new leaf's coming out, it's quite interesting. Oh yes, I've got a few green spots on here. I don't know whether that's going to develop into a lawn, I don't know, but that was rather interesting. But I'll keep you informed. But I think I'm done for today. Going to go ahead and have a nice cup of coffee and see what the situation is with the Mexican earthquake. Okay, over and out. See ya.